If you're looking for cheap, instant, and reliable coins on Madden Mobile or Madden Console, make sure you head over to muttcoinbank.com and use discount code TT23 at checkout for 10% off. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another TT23 video. Today we are back on the Madden 18, and we're going to be bringing you guys my favorite defense in the entire game. It's the defense I've been running online, Ultimate Team, or in Draft Champs, playing regs, whatever it is, I'm running this defense really often, both in short yardage and long yardage situations. It's a very, very versatile defense, and I want you guys to know about it. I love it. So we're going to get into it. It's out of the Cincinnati Bengals or the Minnesota Vikings defensive playbooks. The Cincinnati Bengals probably the best in the game. If you guys want to follow what I'm doing, I'm using the Bengals. So we're going to go. It's the 4-6 normal, okay? We have quite a few adjustments to make from the start here. So the first thing we're going to do is we want our user to be at middle linebacker. We've got to head all the way to the depth chart to do that. So we're going to head in and put our user, which is going to be Anthony Barr in the Vikings case, at middle linebacker. So we're going to put Barr there. That's one thing you have to do. In Ultimate Team, it's not going to necessarily matter where you place your other DBs, so I'm not sure. I believe it goes off of your corner order and your free safety and strong safety for the other adjustments we're going to make. If you don't like it, you can mess with it and figure that out. But here we go. The adjustment we're going to use is speed package. Now, I don't always do speed package, but basically what this means is we're looking with, it's a dime look out of 4-6. So if you see on the screen now, we have Trey Waynes and number 20, I think it's Mackenzie Alexander, in at linebacker spots. And I love this. You won't get pancaked, and they'll do pretty much just as good of a job in the run as linebackers, but better in coverage. Now, I do sometimes sub in my coverage guys like Telvin Smith or Anthony Barr, whoever it may be that I want to play an Ultimate Team at a linebacker spot. All you have to do is come over and you can sub him in right here. But once you do that, it's permanent and you cannot get him back. So try not to make any subs on this page other than in these actually four. So in Xavier Rhodes' spot, Sendejo, Harrison Smith, and Terrence Newman. Those four spots you can rotate. The rest, try to keep the same. Don't mess with them. It will screw it up, okay? We're going to get into it now. The play is cover 3, 659 calls, and I run it a lot. Cover 3 is tough to beat this year, and I think there are a lot of reasons why. So we're going to go random play for the offense. Going to go through my adjustments, hopefully quickly. First, we're going to spread the line. That's left bumper and up on the left stick. Then we're going to crash them down, left bumper, and down on the right stick. So that's going to make our play art look like this. I think as long as I'm holding the play art, they won't snap it. So that's our first two adjustments. Next is going to be QB contain, left trigger, right bumper. That QB contains. Again, if you're on PS4, it's basically the same. If you're familiar with Xbox controllers, it's actually really the same. But you're going to be able to follow the on-screen prompts to find what I'm saying also. Regardless, I do this basically every play. Unless if I really think they're going to run, I'll pinch the line or slant or shift to the left and slant left. So it'll look like this. If I think they're going to run with Deion Lewis here, that's what I'm going to do. But here, to get the most sheds, the best pass rush, we're going to just spread that D-line and crash them down, QB contain, keep it like this. These guys on the outside, Griffin and Robinson, will get such good block sheds, seriously. So, next up, we're going to put our purples into clouds. Basically, that's just Y down on the right stick, Y up on the right stick. So it's playing underneath and then playing over top. That's all it is. Makes them into clouds. Do not play purples this year. Really, ever. Don't ever play purples until they patch the game. They are awful. They are terrible. Do not use them, guys. Use clouds almost, I would say 90% of the time. Use clouds, okay? That's the way to go. If they're in a situation where you think they might go to the flat, it is okay to play hard flats and let them do their thing, because the hard flats do play really well this year too. But for the sake of this video, we're probably going to be rocking out of cloud flats. You can always user the flats with Barr. You always can. You always can. So that's okay. We're going to keep him in this hook though, and just user him from right here. Another adjustment that I like to make is called spotlighting. So in this situation, this Hogan route that he's running is really powerful if he's running up the seam. Or this Hogan spot, if he's running up the seam, it's really powerful this year. The cloud flat with Waynes over here, again, like I said, this is a corner, not a linebacker. If you're running speed package, this is how it'll look. Waynes over here will not cover Hogan in a seam. So you need to make sure that you spotlight him. That's going to look like you click Y, you click A, and then because Hogan is the Y button, you're going to click Y, and you click A again to spotlight it. This could take a lot of work to get used to do in games. Just keep practicing it. I promise you it is well worth it. You're almost always going to have to spotlight Hogan, or you're going to have to use her all the way over there, and Edelman's going to get open. And then that leaves Gronk open if you want to adjust off that. It just becomes difficult. Right here, this stock defense is really powerful. It is. If you want to, you can always man up Harrison Smith on someone like Hogan. You just need to remember that the inside of the field is really, really vulnerable then, and you're going to have to use her deep with Barr in that case. You also probably would have to play inside or shade inside. This is something I like to do. I'm going to throw Harrison Smith back on a deep blue. I think that looks good enough to play. One thing that I really recommend is if you notice your opponent's hitting you inside or outside, particularly like if they're in gun bunch. Gun bunch attacks the outsides of the field really well. I love playing outside. So the way you do that is Y and then outside, just like you would play underneath or just like you'd play over top. It's the same thing. It's just the right stick to the right when you go to adjust it with the Y button. So right now we're playing outside. I honestly would play inside in this situation. I just feel like that's the better move. A lot of routes are going to develop towards the inside, whether it's a post route or some sort of slant or drag. That's just what we're looking at. Another good adjustment to make is to, in this situation particularly, would be to man up Sendejo, and let me show you. Sendejo's right here, to man him up on Lewis. And the way you could do it quickly without having to make that adjustment, let me come back, is, I'll show you quick adjustments right here, is Sendejo is a D-back in this situation. So to get him manned up on Lewis without switching off of Barr, you can click Y twice, click A where Sendejo is, up on the right stick for man coverage, and then click Lewis to man him up on it. That's something, again, I don't expect you to get down at all, like in the first time you're playing Madden, like at all. It's so tough to learn how to quick adjust, but it saves you tons of time. It's going to give you a great advantage over your opponents. So if they're really hitting the flats, it's okay to man him up on Lewis there. So right here, they're out of single back tight slots. This is a good formation to play outside because it's very compressed. So I'm going to play outside here. I've got my clouds on the outside. I honestly might play hard flats in this situation because it's really easy to go to the flats out of compressed sets, but it is also easy to run corner routes. So it's like, it's a trade-off whether you want to run hards or clouds on the outside. Regardless, we're going to run this, take Barr, come over here. In case it's an inside zone, we can blow this up. It's not, user right up the gut, come back down, and we've got that play all locked up. We're getting a shed right there. So pass rush, very crucial to have really good pass rush players, but high finesse move, high power move on your D-line and be able to make plays like that. This situation, we still got to be careful of Edelman running up the seam, so I'm actually going to spotlight him. It's something I'm going to do very often in my videos. You can notice the circle now underneath him. That's what I'm doing. I'm spotlighting Edelman. He can run up the seam against cover 3 and beat it really easily. Then we're also going to make sure we QB contain, and I'm going to come over here with Barr to try to fill this hole. And I don't know why it's giving me, see, that's a great route. I don't know why it's giving me the little icon on the screen that's showing me like, hey, here's where you're guarding, here's like where you're running, because I'm not on, like I'm on all pro. Like I clicked all pro before this, but that's fine. Regardless, here's it's not gun bunch, it's single back bunch. So I'm still gonna play outside in case if the routes are gonna travel farther out. And if I want, look at this adjustment. And for you guys, this is for you guys who are more advanced. I can put Alexander on a cloud and Sendejo on a hard flat, and I really like that look because I don't have much to worry about with Barr except maybe Cooks, which I could man up, and I can just use her this area when they run a seam route. So that's what I'm gonna do on this play, show you guys how it works. Oh, one thing I do want to actually touch on too, I love doing this, is pass committing. I love pass committing. The run fits out of 4-6 are so nice. It's so tough to run the ball against. You can pass commit almost every play. That's left trigger and up on the right stick. It will force your linebackers to play their zones more quickly off the snap of the ball. And if they're in man coverage or corners are in man coverage, they will play better man coverage off the snap because they don't have to look for a run. So right here, I'm going to let the play snap. It is a run, and we're actually going to get a nice shed. Lucky that Sharif Floyd's able to make a play because I was able to get cut off by the trap right there. Gonna use her Barr. We have to come back to the middle of the field. Trey Waynes makes a great play. Of course, Tom Brady's almost always going to make the right read. The dude is like, he's always making the right play. He's tough to face, like when he's the CPU, he is. But we still should be able to lock it up. You can still man people up. Oh my gosh, that should be usered. Come on. See, I just usered Tom Brady right there. Went to play the flats, but I had hards out there, so I came back for the slant route. That was what I was doing there. My thought process. Now, again, if you're watching this video I have my adjustments made. I've pass committed left trigger and up on the right stick. I love doing that on a 4-6 because the run fits are so good that pass committing will force your hard flats to play or your clouds more quickly than playing the run. They don't worry about the run, and usually your D-line can handle it out of 4-6 because they shed so well. Now, regardless, you're watching this video, what did I recommend you should do right now? What's one adjustment that I don't have made yet? I've put my D-line spread, I've crashed them down, I've QB contained, I've changed my purples to clouds, and I'm usering bar. I could use them over here, like I said. Again, you can still keep them in this area if you do want to like cut back. I get worried that they're gonna hit this hole online or like bounce it outside. But regardless, what's the adjustment I need to make? What will we be eaten up by right now if I don't make it? Correct answer is to spotlight Chris Hogan in the slot. So that's Y, A, and then Y, and then A. That spotlights Hogan. That's gonna force him to not hit the seams. I'm actually gonna use her right here with bar in this situation. But you can use her on the right side if you want. Here's a draw. That would have been a good time. See, that was a very nice time for me to stay on the left side. Like, that was lucky. If I was on the right side, honestly, draws get really tough. But I'm just going to show you guys a few times of me playing through, describing what I'm doing, what I may do in certain circumstances. So I'll tell you whatever I do differently than stock coverage. I played outside, and I'm ready. Oh, man. Oh, I thought that was a run. I really did. He's got the post there. He made the wrong read. Tom Brady made the wrong read. We hold him to 0 yards. The correct player there makes the right read. He hits the post route. So here's my, oh, there we go. Here's my defense right now. I've manned up a bunch of people out of it. I feel really good about the man. And I've got deep blue over there in case Cooks goes deep. So let us see how this goes. If it's a run, it's not. I've just got to use her that. Oh my gosh. Rhodes getting burned in man coverage. Okay. That really stinks. I would like to see that being played. Considering like it's Xavier Rhodes, but that's fine. Again, we're spotlighting Hogan here. I'm going to use Sendejo on Edelman, and I'm going to man up this Alexander spot on Gronk so he can't hit the seams. And then I'm actually, why not, going to play Rhodes over here in a hard flat so that gets taken care of. I just have to be careful with bar here to cover this whole area of the field. So that's going to be my #1 target. I got to QB contained too. That's going to be my #1 area of emphasis on this play. That's what I'm doing. It's an inside zone. Actually, it's not. It's a counter. We're able to make a nice play. Again, the run fit's super nice. The CPU is pretty much going to do all the work for you. I like to pride myself out of having good run stick with my user, but honestly, it's really difficult out of 4-6 to get good user jobs. So I just try to leave it right up to the CPU. I'm going to use her Edelman in the seam right here, and hope that they don't throw to Dwayne Allen. Okay, I actually had that spotlighted. I had Gronk spotlighted on that play, but that's fine. Again, you're not going to cover everything. You never are. Offense is super easy in this game. I know a lot of people are struggling to find defense, how to clamp people up. Guys, this is the way that I'm doing it online. User this area with bar, a great check down out of the backfield. But again, how many big plays have they had? How many? The user is not going to make the right read all the time like Tom Brady is, and honestly, he made one wrong read earlier. So we're going to see if we can continue to get stops. I form right here. We don't have to worry about anything other than it's a play action, get back to Gronk, and we're holding him to pretty much a gain of 0 or less there. That's my defensive tutorial, guys. I promise you guys, it's not as hard as it looks to learn those adjustments. It looks like a lot to take in, but I promise you again that you're going to be able to figure it out if you just get the muscle memory down and continue to do it. 'Cause I haven't even put that much time into learning them. At least when I first learned them, I didn't put that much time. I just kind of picked them up as I tried to implement them into my defensive game. Again, I love this defense playing cover 3 out of 4-6, so really good stock defense to be running. A good base defense, whether it's on the goal line or in areas with more field to, when, maybe they're on their own 20 or something. Areas where they have more room to work with. It's still okay to run it there too. Appreciate you guys watching the video. I'm sorry it was a lot to take in. A defensive tutorial is a lot. And if I'm not coming up with a blitz, there's not much specific that I can give you other than adjust well and make sure that you're changing your purples to clouds because that's crucial in this year's Madden. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.